Hello and welcome. In today's lecture, we shall take a look at the different ecosystems and their components to understand their interactions. The two major types of ecosystems distinguished in the biosphere are the terrestrial ecosystem and the aquatic ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystem occupies about 25% of the biosphere. In a broad sense, it can be differentiated and recognized as forest, grassland, desert ecosystem for convenient understanding, with further classification in each. Let us take a look at each of the terrestrial ecosystem. First is the forest ecosystem. Forest ecosystem is a large area covered chiefly with trees and undergrowth like shrubs and herbs. In India, forest occupies 90% of the total land area. Based on the types of trees and other plants that grow within them, as well as the climatic conditions, there are different types of forest ecosystems like number 1, tropical evergreen forests. Tropical evergreen forests are characterized by high annual rainfall rates and dense vegetation, including tall trees at differing heights for sheltering different types of animals. Secondly, we find the tropical deciduous forests. Tropical deciduous forests are characterized by a broad variety of shrubs, dense bushes and different types of trees. Tropical deciduous forests are the most widespread in the Indian subcontinent. They are also called the monsoon forests. Tropical deciduous forests thrive where the rainfall is between 70 centimeters to 200 centimeters. Trees in these forests shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks in summer. The third forest is the temperate evergreen forests. Temperate evergreen forests are characterized by few trees, but many mosses and ferns make up for the lack of trees. The fourth forest is the temperate deciduous forests. Temperate deciduous forests are located in places with high annual rainfall, where trees are characterized by their yearly cycles of leaf shedding during the winter months. Coming to the fifth forest, which is called taiga forest. Taiga forests are situated below the Arctic regions and are characterized by the presence of evergreen conifers and are home to migratory birds and insects for half the year. Now coming to the abiotic components of the forest ecosystem. The abiotic components include the inorganic and organic nutrients present in the soil, water and atmosphere. Elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, etc. are obtained from carbon dioxide, water, nitrates, phosphates, sulfates present in the soil. Climatic conditions like temperature, light, rainfall, soil conditions and the type of litter vary from forest to forest. What are the biotic components of forest ecosystem? The biotic components are producers, consumers and decomposers. Producers are trees and shrubs and ground vegetations that show a large degree of species diversity and stratification. Tree species are teak, bamboo, sal, shesam, sandalwood, oak, pine, etc., depending on the type of forest. Consumers are categorized as primary and secondary consumers as well as tertiary. Primary consumers are herbivores like beetles, bugs, leafhoppers, ants, elephants, nilgai, deer, moles, squirrels, shrews, and many more. Secondary consumers are carnivores like snakes, birds, lizards, fox, and so on that feed on the primary consumers. Tertiary consumers are top carnivores like lion, tigers, etc., that feed on the secondary consumers. Decomposers are a wide variety of organisms like the fungi and bacteria. The rate of decomposition varies between forests, more rapid in tropical than temperate region ones. Now let us take a look at the grassland ecosystem. The grassland ecosystem occurs in regions where the climate is cool to cold during winter and hot during summer. The abiotic components of grassland ecosystem include the inorganic and organic nutrients present in the soil, water, and atmosphere. Elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, etc., are obtained from carbon dioxide, water, nitrates, phosphates, sulfates present in the soil. Just like other ecosystems, the biotic components are producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers in grasslands are dominated by grass species besides some herbs and herbs species. Consumers are categorized as primary, secondary, and tertiary consumers. Primary consumers are herbivorous grazing animals like cows, buffaloes, deer, sheep, rabbit, mouse, and so on. Besides these, there are some insect species, termites, millipedes, and many more arthropods. Secondary consumers are carnivores like snakes, birds, lizards, jackals, fox, etc., that feed on primary consumers. Tertiary consumers are hawks, kites, etc., that feed on secondary consumers. Decomposers are a wide variety of microorganisms like fungi and bacteria. Now let us take a look at the desert ecosystem. A desert ecosystem is a large, dry, barren region usually having sandy or rocky soil with little or no vegetation and characterized by extremely low rainfall. The abiotic components of desert ecosystem, which are the inorganic and organic nutrients present in the soil and atmosphere, is very low, and thus nutrient recycling is poor due to scanty biota. Temperature is high and rainfall is very low. The biotic components of desert ecosystem are also poor due to scarcity of water and high temperature. Producers are shrubs like bushes, some grasses and few trees, and cacti with roots, stem, leaves and branches variously modified. Some lichens and xerophytic mosses may be present. Consumers are primary, secondary and tertiary consumers. Primary consumers are insects, birds, rabbits, kangaroo rats, camel, nocturnal rodents, etc. Secondary consumers are some reptiles like snakes and lizards, birds, etc. Tertiary consumers are jackals, dogs, some birds and so on. Decomposers are bacteria and fungi. They are correspondingly less due to poor biota. They are thermophilic, which means they are adapted to extreme temperatures. In my next session, I will elaborate on the aquatic ecosystems. Until then, goodbye.